My name's Katie. I am a professional makeup artist and I am here with makeup tutorials to help you get really good at doing your own makeup. In today's tutorial, I will be teaching you how to use eyeshadow as an eyeliner. So if that sounds interesting to you, just keep watching. So you may have heard people talk about using eyeshadow as eyeliner. In this video, I'm going to show you how exactly you accomplish that. You can do it dry or wet, depending on the formula. You can't use all eyeshadows with a wet brush because some formulas it will create a lot of hard pan. The formula of the eyeshadow just won't take whatever liquid you're trying to add to it. So you never want to put any liquid directly in the pan of the eyeshadow. If you are going to use a liquid, you would wet your brush and then dip it into your shadow. So let's start with dry first. So you're going to need some tools in order to do this, right? So you're going to need your eyeshadow. In this video, I will be using this palette from Wayne Goss. This is his Topaz palette. I think that's what it's called. The Imperial Topaz, yes. So I'll be using this black shade in here as an eyeliner. And then you're going to need a brush in order to do this. So I have a few different choices here that are the most popular to use for eyeshadow. There's others as well, but these are some of my favorites. Okay, so you have a flat topped liner brush that looks like this. This is the Luxie 221 Flat Definer. That's the name of this one. You can see it's very skinny, flattened, straight across the top. That one's going to be a nice easy one. You can use a pencil brush like this. Focus, there we go, right? So you can see how teeny tiny that is. It's shaped a bit like a pencil. That's why they call it a pencil brush. So that's one option. This one's made by London Brush Company. It doesn't have a name. This one is going to give you a little bit fatter, but I like it to smudge around for like a more smoky look. This is a Sephora brush. It's called the Round Crease Eyeshadow, but I've always used it for eyeliner. Right, you can see that that's wider and fatter than that pencil brush, but still kind of the same shape. And they're fairly dense too, they're not floppy. You don't want something that's too floppy. This one is by It Cosmetics. It's called a smudger brush. Okay, so it's similar to that flat definer in that it's narrow one way, wide the other, but this one's rounded and it's a little fatter than that flat definer brush. And then this last one is a Makeup Forever brush. This is their 208. It's a teeny tiny detail, rounded tip, flat detail brush. Focus, there we go. Okay. So I'm going to start with my upper waterline. You can see I already have the rest of my eyeshadow done, the rest of my makeup done, except for mascara. So I'm going to come into my eyeshadow pan here. I'm going to use the flat definer brush, so the Luxie flat definer brush. That's this one, this flat top brush. I'm going to dip straight in. I'm not going to go sideways, right? I'm going to dip straight in to the pan of eyeshadow here. Knock off any excess. You don't want extra black, right? That's the last thing that you want, right? And then I'm going to look down into my mirror and I'm just going to press and wiggle right at the lash line. I'm going to stick that brush right into the lash line and I'm going to press and wiggle the black. Now you can see already that it's very subtle. It's a much softer kind of eyeliner, but I'm just kind of making the lash line look thicker, right? As you can see, I have very blonde, sparse lashes. You can't see them, right? So I like eyeliner for the fact that it gives the illusion of a thicker lash line and more definition around my eyes. It makes my eyes stand out more, right? Draws more attention to the eyes. So flat brush, and I'm just wiggling it at the lash line. So touch it to the eye, kind of wiggle it back and forth. Right? Right at the lashes. Like that. See? So that's the black. That is dry. On the other side, I'll show you wet, but I want to show you some under the eye as well. So I'm going to take this pencil brush, right, this little one here, and I'm going to take this medium brown color. Let's see if I can show you. There we go, without blinding you. It's this medium brown color right here. Dip my brush into it, and I'm going to bring that under the lash line. Right? Just very gently sweeping it under there, making sure it connects out here in the outer corner. And I'm concentrating the color on this outer third of my eye. And then once I get all that color down where I want it, then I'm going to kind of drag it across to blend it across so that it does that nice fade across the eye. Right, so there you have a top and a bottom, two different colors, eyeliner, right? It's eyeshadow as eyeliner. So let me show you what I would do if I was to do it wet. So this is a formula of eyeshadow that I can do that, and I'm not going to risk getting hard pan if I do it properly. Now, if I'm going to do it properly, I want to put my liquid on something and dip my brush into it. Right? So let me get some setting spray here. I'm gonna take my Makeup Forever Mist and Fix, and I'm just gonna spray it on my little dish here that I use as a palette, right? So that I've got some liquid on there. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my flat definer brush, I'm going to dip it into the liquid, blot it, right, where there is no liquid. And then I'm going to go into just the corner here of my pan so that I'm not risking the rest of the shadows. And I'm just getting my damp brush with the color on it. Right? So I don't know if you can see. Let's see if you can see this. I'll bring it up close. So you can see where I touched my brush, I hope, in the corner there where it's still a little damp. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to touch it to my eye right at the lash line and wiggle. And you can see that that just gives a little more color payoff. Right? A little more oomph. It's not as soft as this side, right? There's a little bit more pigment, a little more product color payoff applying it wet. And if you use a setting spray or a mixing liquid, you will be able to make it last a long time because those products tend to be waterproofing and long wearing, right? So same thing, I'm just pressing it at the lash line, right? So same thing, so I just followed the shape of my eye just like I did on this side. No fancy wings or anything like that, but you can see the difference of how it looks between wet and dry. Okay, so I'm going to show you also on this eye what a fatter brush is going to do. So again, into that medium brown, I'm going to take this fatter brush just on the tip. Okay, knock it off. And then the same thing I did on the other side. I'm going to bring the color in, concentrate it out here, make sure it's blended. Make sure you make your makeup faces. Right? And then when I get that color where I want it to be, I'm going to then drag and fade that color across, blending it. All right. And this shadow is dry, so I am going to also take that across the top. But you want to make sure that it's dry before you do that, otherwise you'll just kind of sweep it away. So I'm just going right on top of that black with this medium brown color. And I'm only going halfway with this fatter brush. So you can see that just brings a little bit more depth to the lash line and just kind of darkens things up a little bit. So hopefully you can see that there. So I'll close my eyes. Hopefully you can see what that looks like. You can see the difference between this side and this side, what different tools can do for you with different applications. So wet or dry, start with it dry if you're just learning, and then play with dabbing just the tiniest little bit of water, dipping your brush into it. Make sure that the brush is damp, not wet, before you put it into your eyeshadow. And make sure that your eyeshadow can handle that. So, try a little corner of it before just going straight in so that you can test it on that. So I've gone ahead and put on my mascara to finish the look. So now you can see the finished effect of using eyeshadow as eyeliner. It's very effective. And one last thing that you have to carry, right? It's a great look, and you can use all kinds of different colors. When you open up eyeshadow to the world of eyeliners, then you have a lot of options, right? And it's fun and it's soft, and you can play and you can be artistic and do a lot of different things with it. So I hope that was helpful for you. Please let me know if you have any questions. If you need any one-on-one help, I do offer makeup lessons that we can do virtually, and I can help walk you through all of your routine, and we can go through all of your products that you use and what's working and what's not, and I can help you learn how to make up better. Right? I can help you learn how to feel confident in your makeup and to play with it and to have fun with it, because that's the whole point, right? It's like, your favorite piece of jewelry, putting on some makeup should make you feel good and make you feel pretty and good about yourself. Thank you very much for watching my video. I hope that you have a great day.